Hello, once again, everybody. It is your boy, Mr. David YT, and today I am doing another episode of Real Talk with Mr. David. And guys, I think this is a subject we all need to talk about, what with the given situation throughout the world. Today's topic is about change. That's right, change. The unstoppable force that can happen to anybody at any time. You know, change can be very strange. Sometimes it could be your friend and help you get out of a uncomfortable or unpleasant situation, but it can also wreak havoc on one's life. Okay, it is literally like a hurricane that just comes in whenever it wants to and wipes everything out. Change is as unpredictable as the weather. It is like a person that you don't want to see at a party, but you see anyway. And see, the thing I learned about change is it's unavoidable. Okay, there are three things that are certain in life: death, taxes, and change. And see, it doesn't matter where you are, where you go, you can't escape it. Change is unescapable. You could be locked up in your room for the rest of your life, and change would still come knocking at your door. Especially if you live in California and you have like earthquakes and crap, or a thunderstorm comes and knocks out your power, which we had a few months back. But yes, change, it's a part of life. A natural, normal, and sometimes unpleasant part of life. Now, me, personally, if change was a person, it would be my least likable person. It would be the one person I'd be like, let's not hang out with this person. No, they're coming anyway. Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess I gotta go. But more seriously, change happens no matter what. Whether we are ready for it or not, change will happen, and it comes in any shape and size. It could be big changes like living on your own, or it could be small changes like eating a better diet or having a better diet. Heck, it could even be something as simple as changing your clothes. But yes, change is everywhere. It happens everywhere. It's on a daily basis. It's active 24/7. Now, I learned the hard way a few years ago, and I hope you guys take notes of this, because this may help you the next time you feel like resisting change. Around the end of 2016, I was going through a change that I thought I could stop, which was very foolish, honestly. I learned the hard way you can't control or stop change. And see, what happened was I had aged out of school the year before. And school was the last area of my life that I had as I was aging or getting older. See, from 2011 through 2015, I had a very active life with people I got to socialize with. You know, I was part of the adventure crew, which is like the adult version of Boy Scouts. I was part of the youth group at church, and I was in high school from 2011 through 2015. And see, I had gotten older. As a result, when I left everything behind because of my age, I was stuck at home every day doing homeschool to make up for any missing education. And eventually I started going to the gym and got into Zumba, where I finally found an exercise I enjoyed. Okay, I love to dance. But it wasn't till almost the end of 2016 that I feel myself change. And see, I didn't want it. I didn't want to change. I felt these strange new feelings and way of thinking coming on me. I was rejecting it every way I could. I fought it for a good couple of weeks, almost a month of rejecting and rejecting. I tried to push it away because I didn't want it. I didn't want to feel different. I didn't want to think different. I didn't want any change at all. I wanted things to be okay. But I realized that's not realistic. You cannot stop things from changing. Okay, and I learned that the hard way. I spent literally weeks trying to push away change when I felt it coming. And as a result, I end up experiencing my own personal hell. Because during those days I was fighting it, I felt stressed out for the first time. My head was hurting. The areas around my eyes were hurting. My energy was low. And almost every night I would go to bed. I would sleep, but I would not rest. I was a miserable, hot mess. I was literally wearing myself out, both because I was worried a lot about how this change will affect me in my life, and from trying to push it away. I was exhausted because I thought I could stop myself from changing on the inside. And then finally after a while, I got sick. I ended up with a cold. I don't know how I got the cold. It's probably from all the time I spent at the gym, but I experienced a cold. And it was a strong one because it lasted for nearly a week or two. And so, throwing that on top of everything, when I had gotten sick, it was at that moment I finally decided to stop resisting change. Because at that time I was too sick and too tired to keep fighting. So I accepted the change that I was feeling. And when I finally recovered from being sick, I took my first few steps into the world, changed. It was a difficult change, but accepting it is easier than rejecting it. If you accept it, then it will be easier for you to move on. If you try to resist it like I did, you will be exhausted, stressed out, and just miserable. Trying to stop change is like trying to stop the sun from setting. It's outside our control. Sometimes we can stop it depending on what kind of change it is, such as putting lotion on every day so that your skin doesn't start to crack up and dry up, or watering the grass so that it doesn't turn brown from lack of water. Things like that you can actually control. But when we're talking about change in general, such as life changes, weather changes, etc., we cannot control it. Change is unstoppable. But we need change so that we don't live a stagnant life. If we live a stagnant life, then we won't accomplish anything. Now, the thing I learned about change is when the bad kind of change happens, such as a death in the family, a disaster, a natural disaster happens, it leaves room for us to grow. Take me, for example, once again. I used to live in Washington State. I was living there from 1993 to 2011. And so, for the first 17 years of my life, I had been living the life of Riley. But I was living a fool's paradise, or in a fool's paradise. Because what had happened was I was living a sheltered life where I never really truly got the taste of how harsh and difficult life really is. So I was living a life of ignorance. But I was also living a comfortable life free of anxiety and stress but not free of suicide. No. Suicide is not a laughing matter. I should not have giggled there just now. But yeah, except for feeling rejected, being bullied and all that, life was pretty easy compared to now. However, by 2011, change came knocking at not just my door, but my sister's door and my mother's door. My mother passed away from organ failure around, I think it was late January. When she passed away, my entire life that I had been living for 17 years had fallen apart. My sister went to go live with her father, and I went to live with my aunt and uncle here in California. And see, if change was a person, this is what the conversation would be. You took my mother away, and because of you, I no longer get to live the easy life I was living. Now I have to live a challenging one in California, all because of you. And this is what change would say. I'm sorry, David. But in order for you and your sister to have a bright future, your mother had to go. As sad as it is, in order for you to live a better life, one where you could actually succeed, you had to leave behind the life you were living. And in order for that to happen, your mother had to go. So, even though it's sad that she can't be here to see me all grown up, you know, sometimes in order for things to happen the way they were meant to happen, we have to lose something. In order to gain something, we have to lose something. This is why I consider change to be like a hurricane or maybe even a tornado. Because sometimes it will come into your life and cause destruction. It will wipe away the old so that you could build up anew. Okay, change is the only key that's going to help us grow or find something better in life. It is not going to be easy. It could be stressful. It could make you anxious, especially when it takes you outside your comfort zone. But sometimes we just got to bite the bullet and move forward. Because the sooner we move forward, the sooner we could find something better. Okay, and there's actually a book that tells a story that would help you guys understand this better. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? The book Who Moved My Cheese is a really great book. It really gives you a great example on how to deal with change. This book helped me out a lot. It was by Spencer Johnson. I recommend you guys check this out. So in conclusion to all this, my advice for you guys is when change happens, first understand that it's going to happen no matter what. Try to keep an eye out for it because there will be clues sometimes that change is on its way. And most importantly, move forward. Okay, it will be challenging. It may be like walking up a mountain, but trust me, it is best to move forward than to sit there and dwell on what used to be. And with that said, I am Mr. David YT. I hope you guys enjoyed this message, and I'll see y'all next time. Shalom.